Welcome to Halo Rock Me Conversations. A couple of months ago, we met two amazing businessmen and entrepreneurs from Cadence, and they've now been on this Halo journey, growing their business, and they're joining me today to discuss what the last 6 months have been like in their new start business. Welcome, guys, John and Malcolm from Cadence. So you've been on a journey. It's been a quick 6 months. I remember last October, before Halo opened, we gave you some space downstairs to basically set up your web page, etc. And then you became our first client, which we really truly value. You're a great ambassador for the Halo brand in here as a client with your aspirations. So what has it been like the last 6 months, Mal?
It's been fast and furious. Fast and furious. I say we built our website initially. We were down in this canteen area. We wanted to really build really solid foundations. So we had a key business plan in terms of evidence frame for our three key pillars being people, process and technology. So far we chose Kamara for those reasons as well, in terms of the people aspect. The first thing we wanted to do was to be a real living wage employer in our contact centre space. It is sometimes seen as a lower entry level role, which pays a minimum wage. We have surpassed that and signed up straight away to be real living wage. So all of our staff are paid considerably more than our competitors in our market space, and it's just a good thing to sign up to for. I think every business should really do it. That was our first one for the people side of things. And then in our space, we're up against some very big competitors. It's an established marketplace. We are a little bit disruptory, a bit dynamic, quite innovative. But for us to go for large tenders, we have to have a solid pedigree of accreditations. So we wanted to go for our ISO accreditations. So we've now gone through ISO 9001, ISO 27001, which are heavily process driven, but for our ISO accreditations, it's just really good testing to business practice. So it's quite a lot of investment in terms of investment financially to get the accreditations, and also the whole process of going through it. So I think that was really a key milestone to get those badges, and everything we do follows that methodology. So we've had a lot of traction from it. We're now looking at larger contracts than we initially anticipated, maybe 2 or 3 years down the line. So we've got a couple of UK government tenders that we're through on the e-procurement frameworks, so we're getting past that stage now and just working towards getting our first year's financial accounts, just about to go into the company's house, and then we're really getting geared up for January coming forward. That's what we've been working towards the whole time on it. So we've kind of kept on track with our plan. In terms of our corporate social responsibility, we wanted to be in an area, that's one of these we really like the halo, we like the story behind the halo, and we like the idea that it's in an area and the history of the centre having a large population and a large number of workforce in there. So we're in the halo building, we are trying to be carbon net neutral as well. So this, obviously the halo centre being carbon net neutral, we are obviously hoping to be the first contact centre that is carbon net neutral. All of our staff are KA postcode staff. We've got a KA team happening here. Either they're walking to work, or if they're car sharing, or if they're using electric bays. It really helps us build and grow a kind of sustainable business model.
Well, you have been fast and furious. You've been absolutely amazing, and then I come in here and I see you, and you're always in working long hours and putting in all that effort. And I think I meet a lot of businesses and invest in businesses, and I think some people when they start business fail to understand the actual work ethic that goes into it. During that process, what was the most difficult situation that you have faced?
I think it's when you start to onboard your first client, then you're responsible for initially yourselves and you're building your business, but then you have 20 staff. So you've got payroll, invoicing, different softwares, like all of that became challenging, and probably we're used to dealing with that on a large scale, but you've got a large team around you in your previous roles that would take a lot of those parts. So we've been doing a lot yourself in regards to technology. We're bringing in the technology. We'd normally have an IT team who would initially test it all. We're doing all that testing myself. We're making sure that Malcolm talked about people, process, technology. One of the key things for us is not tying ourselves to one tech stack. So most people in our space will say, this is the technology and we'll onboard you as a client. We want to use the technology that's right for the client, so we do not tie ourselves to one single tech stack. So it means there's a lot of long hours, as you say, but it's for the benefit of the client, to make sure that you're giving them the right technology to deliver the right service for them. So yeah, it's been challenging but fun.
Yeah, I think we've been fortunate enough to have supporting families.
Yeah.
So
and you need that.
Mm-hmm.
You need that.
Yeah.
I think what I've found amazing with you guys is the fact that you're very pioneering. You're very, if a door shuts in something, you're not going to accept that. and you're going to do everything possible to get through that door, whether it's getting a client or whether it is putting like the funding in place to make the product happen. And what I've really admired about you is I know in speaking to you that you have been to some government agencies, etc., to try and get funding, and the people you met were really nice people and very sympathetic, but no any money was forthcoming. And you have done all this off your own back, yourselves, through grit and determination. Does that disappoint you that you did go out there to try and seek funding and you felt that it just wouldn't come through for you?
There's two parts to it. It disappoints you, but it probably pushes you on the other end to do things yourself, and probably do things like our ISO, for instance. We'd that planned in for further down the line, and we looked at funding and different things, and we just went ahead and did it. Same with our kind of devices and our technology. We assumed that our hope that there would be some sort of funding to help with that. There wasn't, so again, instead of renting equipment and things, we just probably drove us to then buy the equipment ourselves. So we're self-funded, all our devices and technology. We don't rent anything at all. Anything that the business is making, we're reinvesting it to make sure that there's a kind of long-term plan there, as opposed to taking 3-year contracts for laptops, devices and things. We've self-funded that. But yeah, I think that our experience of going to get any sort of funding hasn't been easy, and people are sympathetic, but I think that there's a lot of barriers there that can be taken away to help businesses, especially young start-up businesses that want to grow and want to grow quickly and bring a lot of jobs to the area.
Yeah. And I think for me that's been a very interesting point, because obviously we've had various visitors down here and we've introduced you to various people from the world of politics and from business, and the message that these visits, the people genuinely want to come and see the halo, the sustainable award-winning development, but they want to come and meet some of our clients to hear what's happening out there in the marketplace. And what I want to assure you are, and a lot of our clients that are here, is when these people come, it's not purely a picture call. They genuinely then get reports from me stating the facts and how difficult things are or how positive things are, because things need to change if we want to grow that sustainable Scottish economy that we talk about. And there's loads of good folk out there from all political persuasions doing good stuff and policy, but there still seems to be a stumbling block in the economy and getting a lot of these companies to market and getting them some, it's no millions of pounds that's required here. It's a couple of £1,000s here, there and everywhere that could make such a difference to businesses. So I commend you for your tenacity in getting through that. So it's a challenging economic climate just now. We all face the challenging times, but we always get through it. What's your forecast for the next 6 to 12 months? How do you see the market playing out in your business model?
I think we've got a positive outlook that we are working on, as Malcolm said, 2 or 3 large kind of tenders. We're starting to look at more government work just now, but we've got initial clients just now that we've just signed a contract with last week for an additional client. So it's positive for us just now, but it's challenging. Like everything out there, everybody's trying to save money when they can, but we've got obviously a responsibility for our staff as well, and that was one of the things with the real living wages, that understanding that if there's something else we can do for them, so we put some rewards programs in for our staff so that we know that energy bills are going up, double and tripling and things like that, and our teams feel that pain. So we put some rewards programs in for them so that it can get them a bit extra money every month to go towards their energy, go towards their utility bills, or just have that nice meal.
Tesco, Asda, shopping, cinema vouchers, we give them all those kind of bits, but I think and a lot of people we speak to, recruitment's a big challenge just now. We haven't found as much of that. We've got a fantastic head of recruitment who recruits for us. We haven't really found the numbers drifting down, I think because of we're paying a little bit extra, and that helps as well, but I think that's, and people working at home, we operate a sort of hybrid solution, so you can work in the office or you can work at home. I think when we get into next year, and if the bills go up to £6,000 a household, it's going to be £25 a day to live in the house, to turn the heating, so it's probably might see people move back into the office because of the sort of cost element in there as well. I think you have to be able to suit everyone.
Yeah, I mean, that's very interesting. I was just having a conversation there with one of your partners, and that's what we're talking about, that the hybrid model is a really unique model that's here to stay, but we believe more people coming back into the office because of the costs. because who's going to sit and pay £25 a day to sit in a house when they can actually be in an environment?
And it's a reality now. It's not. I think 6 months ago people were having discussions about it. I think as October hits, then it becomes a reality. It's no longer a discussion. People will get their bills in and see. I know the government's trying to do some things to help with the bills and things like that, but it's not going to be enough for a lot of people.
No, especially if you're in the Ayrshire, it's still enough. A lot of people get on that train every day and go down to Glasgow, and that's we want to try and offer people in the Ayrshire area come on first off to try and get, so they don't have to spend all the extra cash and time and burn energy effectively.
Yeah. So, I mean, in your product, you've got a product, you're always about customers and keeping your customers and your clients happy, but you've got a workforce that's not just about giving people a job, it's about giving them a career opportunity and giving them the benefits that you've just spoke about, thinking about them when they go home and how that home life can actually affect your work life. And that's another aspect to your business.
I think we both started off on the phones and call centres many years ago. There isn't so many different areas of our contacts in our business. It's not all just jobs on the phone. All of that's just what we do. It's not just telephone calls. It's dealing with WhatsApp messages. It's dealing with emails. It's dealing with texts. It's social media interactions. So that's actual agent role. But then you had that. For every group of 10 agents, you need a team manager. For every group of 30 agents, you need an operations manager. You need a trainer, and you've got data analytics. So we really do believe we both have built careers in this business, and we think we can do that here.
Working closely with the Young Person's Guarantee, we start to look at bringing some young people in that we can use in data analytics and teach them different skills and different technologies that we use just now, because a lot of the things they can learn is like the right attitude. They don't have to be at university, or they want to learn. We can bring them in and teach them different processes and technologies and give them access to different databases and learn new skills. So we started to work closely, obviously with a Young Person's Guarantee employer. We started to work closely with them to start to bring some people in and hopefully maybe on board someone this year that we can start to expose to maybe data analytics, which is a kind of key thing for us.
And our technology side of things, cyber security and IT manager.
Guys, we were talking back there about community, and you know how I'm all about community, and Halo's all about community, and we're standing here in front of the Johnny Walker March, 20,000 of us, and there's the Kilmarnock football team, politicians, and loads of people in the community. And I've been hearing recently my favourite team, where that famous song Paper Roses plays. You've been doing a bit of collaboration down there, so tell me a bit about that.
So we reached out to Ray Montgomery, because obviously we want to be involved with the community, and football club's a key part of that. So we reached out to Ray to see how we could look at sponsoring not only the club but also doing some stuff with some players. So we have a package where you can put a billboard and things up, which we've done, but when you can sponsor one of the players that play for the first team, we chose a different angle. So we donated the money to the club, and we chose a youth player. So we selected a young 16-year-old Corey Armour, who doesn't play for the first team.
He will do though.
And he will do. We hope he does. And we wanted him to know that a local business chose to sponsor him over a professional football player. So
that's
it was a
great.
key thing for us to do.
That's amazing. That's great. Well, you know I'm a big football fan, and my song is Paper Roses, and we're on the Halo Rock Me floor. And last year when we did the interview, I asked you what was your favourite tune. It's been a glorious 6 months for you, hard working 6 months, and your story's amazing, and we'll continue putting videos out there in your journey. So what song has gotten you through the last 6 months?
Stick with a good luck charm.
Good luck charm, yeah. Don't forget about me,
Simple Minds.
Yeah.
Sticking with it.
Yeah.
It's been good luck for us, so we'll stick with it.
Guys, it's great to have you at Halo. You are well kent faces in here now. Thanks for your ongoing support, and on behalf of the Halo team, I wish you continued success.
Thank you for your support.